Hello, Kylie Bertucci here, #1 Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia with you to show you how I made this card right here. This was on my blog yesterday when we were casing Tanya Bosa, and it's an amazing, amazing card that she made, and I just had to case it. I've done a little bit of a lazy way instead of sponging, and I want to show you exactly what I did just to create. It actually creates more of a sort of geometric type style, which is very much me, and kind of goes with the embossing paste that I use over the top as well because it's quite geometric. So let's jump on in. I'm not going to spend a lot of time chatting today. I know, strange. Don't get used to this, Kylie. I love to talk. But anyway, let's jump right in and I'll show you how I made this card. And just remember that all the details, measurements are going to be on my blog today. So if you want all the measurements, both in inches and metric, make sure you head over to my blog to get the PDF download. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, let's jump on in. Okay, so let's have a look at this card. The embossing paste, if you don't already have it, is incredible. It dries really quickly and it gives a really cool effect to the card. Just really nice for tactile, like you can't help but want to touch it and feel it. And it just has a beautiful, beautiful look to it. So I'm just going to show you a few of the tips that I do anyway. It may not suit you, but it's how I have found that it works well. So I've used the Emerald Envy, Pool Party and Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to fold my base. Again, all the measurements you will find on my blog. So head over there to get the PDF download that I've made. So that's just using the bone folder. You must bone folder. It makes such a big difference. So I've just got those two layers there, and then this is the layer that we're going to be stamping on. So I'll just put that aside for now. Now what I did with my card, and you'll notice, as I mentioned at the outset, that it's quite geometric. It's quite bold and strong. It's not like your typical soft sponging. And the reason why it is like that is because I literally used the stamp pad, and I'm just going to show you how I did that. So, oh, where did I put my ink pads? See, we've got real Kylie coming back. Here we go. The real Kylie. I've got them here. As always, Kylie's craft room is in chaos. But that's just how I do these things, or as I always say, that's how I roll. So I am literally getting the ink pad and stamping directly onto here. Now, it might not be very strong at first. I need a bit of a... It shows you when you need a bit of an ink refill on your pads, actually. So I did quite a bit of the Pool Party because I felt like I didn't have enough of the Pool Party last time. You always learn from your next time. So that's that one. Now we're going to come in with the Bermuda Bay. And I'm going from light to dark, and that's why I can get away with using the ink pads because it's not going to ruin them in any way. So I've just done it, so I've got a little bit of room here for the Emerald Envy to sort of stand out on its own. It's surprising, you think it's going to really ink up quite strong, but I do use my ink pads a lot. So just be careful with your ink pads, just make sure they're not too juicy before you start this process, or you'll be like, oh my goodness, Kylie, what were you telling me to do? I've got ink everywhere. It can be messy. So you can see over the side here, like it's got quite a, strong layer, and you can sort of stamp to the edge a little bit just to create a little bit of a geometric, bold little image there that just mixes things up a bit. So that's that. And I will close that for you, Bruno. And for anyone else that loves to have their lids closed. And then over here, and not too much of an overlap because the Emerald Envy is quite strong. So we want to come in here. Sorry about all the bumping. It's quite strenuous, this stamping with the stamp pads. And again, just come in with a little bit of a angle. Just creates a bit of interest, and it doesn't have to be strong, but I think it just creates some really cool little interest in there. So you can see, it's something that you probably wouldn't be able to achieve with sponging at all. In fact, I'll go as far to say as you couldn't get that from sponging unless you had your lines and your masking and you were sponging, but this is a whole lot quicker. This is like the Kylie technique, because it's like, show me a technique that's fast. Show me something that doesn't take too long. Now, the fun bit, we're coming in with the embossing paste. So, what you will need to do with the embossing paste, I don't think it matters too much which way. I haven't found one way better than the other. So, you want to sort of work out, I did mine partially diagonal. I just wanted it to sort of go along. You have a few different embossing paste palette, the plastic palette knives. It's really up to you what you prefer working with, and the only way to learn is by attempting them. I feel like this one here is good for mixing, and you can literally stamp on some silicone and get some of your paste and just mix it on your silicone mat. If you have the Stampin' Up silicone mat, it's brilliant for this. I think I've got one here. Yes, this is the silicone mat. And I'll just do a little test here just to show you how easy this is. And of course, you know, the inking is awesome too. Getting the re-inkers, which I think all of my ink pads need now after me playing with this. Anyway, that will give you a bit of an idea. So I just stamped on there. Grabbed a little bit of my embossing paste. Now, it will get a little bit crusty along the edges, and it isn't completely full when you get it, so don't stress about that. That's normal. This is my, well, actually both of these I like, so it's really up to you. Just go with the one that you enjoy. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit because this is just more to show you how you can create your own colour very quickly and easily. So can you see that? I just literally stamped on the silicone mat, and there we go. We've got coloured embossing paste. And if you had the little spots, you could do quite a number of them, and that would be a really cool way to do a different colour, different technique as well. But I'll leave that there for now. I'm just going to do the white. Just make sure I've got some baby wipes here. I've found that they are very good, and just wipe off any excess. Hot water is really good too, because if you leave it on there, it does dry very quickly. So I'm going to come in with my embossing paste. It doesn't matter too much how much you grab, because you can actually pull it away once you put it down. It's got quite a strong smell. I think that's because of the chemicals in it that helps it to dry very quickly. But don't stress. It's not like as if you're suddenly going to realise it's seizing up and you can't move and you can't do anything with it. So I put quite a fine line, but you can do thick. I did one where I did quite a thick, you'll see it on my blog this week actually. I'm ahead of time. I've been playing around with this embossing paste. I'm addicted now, but you will see it in the next couple of days. In fact, I think it's tomorrow. Yes, you'll see it on my blog. So yeah, don't get too fussy with it like I am now. Now, I'm just going to do, just for a bit of fun, I'm just going to add in some of this. We don't want to waste it, right? So we'll just see what ends up happening, adding a little bit of the Emerald Envy in there. Just mix it up a bit. Doesn't really matter if you add it to what's already here. And just do bits and pieces. We'll just see what happens, hey? Because that's just how I like to create. Nothing like deciding to do something while you're on video. So let's lift this up and have a look. Yay, that looks fun. So that, and as you can see, some are not finished completely and some are half on, half off, and that's, I really like that effect. I like that it doesn't have to be perfect. You've got one over here that's a bit blobby and he's missing bits. It's totally fine. It doesn't look bad. So don't stress too much about, you know, exactly where it's going to go. And you can see here, I am cleaning this right away, Bruno. Are you proud of me? Look, I'm going to have ink all over my hands. But yes, I have realised that you need to clean this. I haven't let it dry, I promise. It hasn't gone hard, but I can see how it could. So I want to look after them because I really like it. So what do you think of the embossing paste? How easy and cool is that? Super simple, huh? And that is going to dry very quickly. So in the meantime, we'll just make our little sentiment here. And I thought to mix it up, instead of doing the Bermuda Bay, I'm going to do Emerald Envy with the stamping. So I've got the Big Shot here. We'll set this aside somewhere where it's not going to create any damage. And bring our Big Shot in. Here we go. So I'm using the Stitch Shapes framelits, and I'm using the circle. They are just the most gorgeous dies. I really hope Stampin' Up! Bring out some more stitched versions. But actually, before I cut out Silly Kylie, we want to stamp. So I embossed, which I think is a really nice thing to do on a darker colour. So this stamp set is from the Colourful Seasons stamp set. There's some beautiful sentiments in that stamp set. And remember, if you live in Australia, you can order from me on my online store. Actually, is that going to be big enough? Yes, it is. Always good to check these things. Oh, I should have done my embossing first. Always use your embossing buddy. Hopefully we don't have any straggly bits. We'll soon find out. And then you can just pretend that they're not there if I do. So we'll put some white. I've just realised I really badly need some white embossing. So that's that. So I'm going to just bring it back where the top layer is. It's not perfect, but you get the idea. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. So I'm just going to emboss this. Make sure that your embossing powder is away. I've never done it, but I can imagine myself doing it. Ending up embossing the entire tray of powder. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. Now, even though this isn't a live video, please, please, please make sure you send me an email. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. And then I'll never speak to you again. No, I'm kidding. I like some criticism too. But, yeah, it's just a different way of me doing some videos. Hopefully a little bit quicker than the way I've been doing them with the live videos, and give you a few techniques and ideas and get right into creating. I had a lovely YouTube comment that I removed because, you know, I don't like negative comments, but someone said, "Oh, would you just shut up and hurry up and craft?" And I was like, oh, ouch, delete. And then I'm like, no, actually I should really take that on board. I'll do a few that don't require me talking as much. I still have to talk. I still have to be Kylie. But I thought, no, that's actually a good point. Maybe there's some people that just want to watch some creativity. So even though they may not have asked in a nice way, they may help me because I listened to it. Huh? So here we go. I love my Big Shot. If you don't have a Big Shot, please go to my store and get a Big Shot like instantly. It's like the best thing that Stampin' Up! Ever gave us. Now, how's this coming along? Oh, it's feeling good. I think we can start sticking down. So my adhesive of choice, as many of you know, is Tombow. If you don't know my videos, you will learn that pretty quickly. The main reason, and I'll keep repeating myself for those that haven't heard, is because I like to work in smaller, like 1/16 or millimeters, and I find that it's a little bit easier for movement after you stick it down. So you can see how, if I wanted to, I can shift it up a little bit, and it glues fairly quickly. And I haven't noticed it bowing or anything like that. Look, it doesn't warp, which a lot of glues do. So it's a very, very good glue, this one. So this is the next layer, the Pool Party layer. So when you get your PDF, you'll be able to watch this video for the instructions. So there's that layer. And then we're going to stick this down with dimensionals, because a card without dimensionals is like someone going around naked. Now I'm going to be a good girl, and I'm going to use the outside of our dimensionals, because these are just as good as our inside dimensionals. So you want to ensure that you're not wasting any bit of these. And for some reason, Bruno always tends to leave these around for me to use. Thanks, Bruno. You're fortunate you have a thrifty wife, right? That's a bit unco, but anyway. You get the idea. It's not really balanced. Bruno would be freaking out about my dimensional placement right now as an architect. He wouldn't be happy with that stabilizing. But good thing he's not here, right? So that's that. And then we'll lay it down on our Emerald Envy base. Oh, did I use the wrong... Oh, I did too. That's so typical of me. Look at that. That's meant to be for the front. But anyway, the measurements will be right. Oh yeah, it still works. It's just a little bit closer to the Emerald Envy than this one. You didn't even know a thing, did you? No, we'll just pretend it was always like that. I actually grabbed the inserts, so the things that are meant to go on the inside of the card. Oh, Kylie. Is anyone else like me? Or am I alone in this world of craziness? Somehow it all happens though. I don't really understand how, but it does. Now, I've put my little rhinestones somewhere. We won't go looking for them because that could take an eternity. But I just added a couple of blingy blings you can see on the card here. So add that to your card if you want. You don't have to. You can leave it. Or you might decide to add some string or some ribbon, something like that. And on the inside, I actually used, on this one here, I won't actually do it because you'll get the idea, but I just used the same mask to just sponge and then did the layers on the inside as well, the Pool Party and the Whisper White. So that is my card today. That's for the inside. There it is. So I'll have all the measurements for you on my blog. And I really hope you enjoy putting this card together. Please let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, email me. If you live in Australia and you would like to see a Stampin' Up catalogue, let me know. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you follow me as I have a few more of these type of videos coming up very soon. Have a wonderful day and thanks for joining me. Bye everyone.